YouTube now. So guys, say hello to YouTube. We're playing Aviary Attorney today, which is a game where we're a lawyer, but also bird. So at least one of those things I'm familiar with, at least a teeny tiny bit, I think, I might hope. What's going on here then? January 1st, 1848. The Chateau Crinière of Baron Rugriel? Oh no! Very sad Wednesday noises. Is that Monsieur Grenouille? Oh mon Dieu. Who killed the Wednesday frog? Dame Catelyn, what have you done? Act 1. A cat with claws. This already is totally not like the baby in yellow. Chapter 3 is the cat and the baby in yellow. Is midday already? Where on earth is that featherhead? Well, well, well. Look who finally decided to get up. Haven't you heard what they say about the early bird falcon? Ah, too early for worms. Pass the cabinets, Sauvignon. There'll be time for that later. We've got some business to handle first. Business? A letter arrived while you were sleeping. I haven't opened it yet. It's probably just more junk mail. Go ahead, Sparrowson. You may have the honors. All right. Dear Monsieur Falcon, I am writing to you today because my daughter, Dame Catelyn, has been arrested for a crime she did not commit. She is being held at La Concierge prison in the charge of murder, no less. Her trial is in 3 days' time. Is the sound okay, by the way? Hello, Whiskey on YouTube. How's it going? Hope everything sounds fine so far. I would be greatly in your debt if you would offer her your legal aid. Yours sincerely, Senor Senor Purtois Dimois of the Dimois estate. I think that's how you say that. I think that's how you say those names. Well, this is quite something. I know. Your first serious client in months. Not just that. The Dimois estate is well known for its exuberant wealth. Even if we cannot do much for Dame Catelyn, his lordship would still reward us handsomely for our efforts. Wow. So I suppose you intend on defending Dame Catelyn in court? Of course. There's gonna be so much money in it for me. Of course. It would be foolish to let such a good opportunity slip through our feathers. Grab your coat, Sparrowson. We're going to go find our kitty client at La Concierge. Excellent. My derriere was getting tired from all the sitting around. Oh, but I better file away Senor Dumois' letter first. One moment, Falcon. Dumois' letter has been added to your evidence folder. You may access the evidence folder at any time by clicking the suitcase symbol. Ah, I nearly forgot my wallet. I wouldn't want to lose that. Again. I recall you losing it at the New Year's party. And at Christmas. Yes, alright. I need to make a list. Falcon has picked up his wallet. You may see how much money he is carrying at any time by clicking on the wallet symbol. Let's make a move. Let's do it. Welcome to the map screen. From here you can travel to any listed area by clicking on a location name or a location node. Areas marked with a clock symbol take a whole day to visit. Areas with no symbol can be visited freely. Okay, that is good to know. Okay. La Concierge has the clock symbol, but the AA offices don't. Do you think it's the AA offices? Is that those AAs? Let's see. I guess this just take me back to my office. But you never know. Yes, this is my office. Falcon, why are we back in our office? We have a case to solve. I was just procrastinating. Well, stop it. We need to get back to helping Dame Cataline. Alright, I'm ready. Let's go. Okay. Yes, this isn't the Alcoholics Anonymous. So that's good. What do we have here? Falcon and Sparrowson step into the stone-cold foyer of the concierge prison. Sullen-faced guards and visitors linger beneath the medieval archways. Is that... I think I said that wrong. How do I say that? Ah, the conciergerie. They say this is the finest prison in the whole of France. The outer walls are impenetrable. The cells are spotless. The guards are well-mannered.
What do you want?
Good day, monsieur. I'm here to see Dame Cataline Dimois. I am due to represent her in court.
Oh, you're a lawyer, huh? Fine, fine, follow me.
His name's Quark.
Well, what are you waiting for? Keep up.
What a guy.
Huh?
It's a cat.
My papa hasn't forgotten about me, has he?
Is that a cat voice? Is that what cat sounds like? Dame Cataline Dimois, I presume.
You've arrived. The fantastic lawyer, Monsieur Falcon, and his petite assistant, Sparrowson.
Milady is knowledgeable. Don't talk like that, Sparrowson. Sorry.
My papa told me that he would only hire the best lawyers in town.
I am flattered.
But they weren't available at such short notice. So he hired the first people in the address directory.
Oh. You see, Falcon, I told you listing on the Aviary Attorney would pay off. Let's get down to business. To defeat the Huns. Dame Cataline, could you fill us in on some details? Your father's letter was a little brief.
I can do my best. What is it you wanted to know?
What do we want to know then? Very cat, much meow. Thank you. Who was there that evening? Did you see anything suspicious? What happened at the night of the murder exactly? What exactly happened on the night of the murder?
Oh, let me think. It was Friday evening. Me and my papa had arrived at Chateau Grenier, at home of great Baron Rogiel,
Or however you say his name.
My papa spent all evening talking with Monsieur Greenway and the Baron about business stuff.
Business stuff?
Well, the three of them own a railway company together. So all through dinner they were talking about company shares and investments, but I didn't really understand most of it. But after dinner, this man with a camera took a photograph. That was a lot more fun.
Sorry, man with a what? Took your what?
Camera. It's a very new gadget.
Oh god, it's way back when times.
A tiny bug sits in a box with a tiny paintbrush and paints a picture very fast. In 10 minutes, poof, you have a perfect picture.
Wow, technology is amazing. I don't think the lady's explanation is right, Sparrowson. Let me believe. Still, the camera sounds like a very special device. I will make a note of it. Yes, camera sounds pretty cool. Camera has been added to your evidence folder. Please continue, Dame Cataline.
So after we had the photograph, I went into the garden to get some air. And that's when I found the body of Monsieur Greenway. I'm not sure how to say his name. I'm not sure if he's French or not. He was all ribbon open. The housemaid saw me standing over the froggy Monsieur and called for help. And then the police arrived. Before I could say anything, I ended up here. It was such a blur.
It must have been terrifying.
It wasn't so bad. My papa taught me how to be a brave cat.
What a guy.
Was there something else you wanted to ask, Monsieur Falcon?
So, who was there that evening then? Dame Cataline, who attended the banquet with... what? Dame Cataline, who attended the banquet that evening?
Well, it was me and my papa. My dearest Maman couldn't make it. And there was Baron Roguel, who hosted the dinner, and his housemaid, Colleen, I think she was called. Of course there was Monseigneur Greenwee, well, until, you know, he died. And there was Monsieur Robiton de Robignon, the man with the camera, but he was only there for a little while.
Huh.
I think that was all. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Sure. Did you see anything suspicious with your cat-like eyes? Dame Cataline, did you see anything suspicious that evening?
Suspicious?
Like, maybe a guy lurking in the shadows, or, a bloodied murder weapon.
Monsieur Falcon, do you believe you're looking for an easy answer?
You got me.
I didn't see anything, I'm afraid. The evening was very normal. The food was delicious, the conversation was boring. It was all very ordinary until the incident.
I see. Wait, Falcon, you missed something of huge importance. I did. Dame Cataline, you said the food was delicious. But you didn't say what food it was. You and your damn stomach.
Let me see. We had poached red herring to start, garnished with garlic butter.
Go on.
Then a marbled steak, served perfect, bloody rare.
Glorious. Falcon, write this down. What? This can't possibly be relevant to the case. Write it down, please. For me. Fine. Fine. The red herring has been added to your evidence folder. Okay, that's good. Bloody rare steak has been added to your evidence folder. Sparrowson, remind me not to let you talk to clients on an empty stomach.
Come to think of it, I did find it a little strange that we weren't given any cutlery.
No cutlery? Even for the steak?
Nope. You would think that the great Baron of Chateau Grenier would have gorgeous silverware, but there was none to be seen.
That's a little peculiar.
Was there anything else you wanted to know, Monsieur Falcon?
No, I think that will be all. So, what's the plan now, Falcon? The way I see it, we have two tasks. We should head to Chateau Grenier and try to see the scene of the murder ourselves. And we should try to track down the supposed photographer, Monsieur Robitio de Robigno. 2 days for two tasks seems doable. But we should head back and get some rest first. We have a lot of work ahead of us.
Wait, Monsieur Falcon, before you go. You do believe my story, don't you?
I believe in justice. Damn Kathleen, I believe that a fair trial can draw the truth from any situation. I believe in justice.
That's good to hear.
You're not wrong, Falcon, but that's not what the lady needed to hear. You might want to work on being less of a... how I put it? Feel the boot. That means son of a bitch. What is this snowstorm? What, 64% less likely to miss the next spawn? Cool. What, okay. Well, thank you, Pokemon Community Game, for letting it snow in my chat, I guess. But yeah. Feel the boot, it means son of a bitch. I know that for a fact. I don't know a lot of French, but I do know that much in French. If serving justice makes me a feel the boot. Feel the boot. Then I'll wear that title proudly. What a guy. Dame Catiline, Monsieur Greenway, Baron Rurgiel. These names are all getting a bit confusing, aren't they? They do indeed. They do indeed, Sparrowson. Not particularly. Well, it is for me. I'm going to start compiling a Facebook. Well, it is for me. I'm going to start compiling a Facebook so that I can keep track of who everyone is. Good idea, Sparrowson. Thinking ahead. A what? A Facebook. It's a collection of people's names, pictures and descriptions in one easy-to-carry catalog. I think I understand. The name could use a little work, though. Sparrowson has started compiling a Facebook. You can access a list of people you have met at any time by clicking the book symbol. Let's make a move. Right, we have a Facebook now. The game saves automatically at the start of each new day. Okay. But you can also make a quick save at any time by selecting Save and Quit from the pause menu. You can access the pause menu by clicking on the cog symbol in the upper left corner or by pressing the escape key. Thank you. Alrighty then. Let's go... Where do we go? To the chateau or the studio? This is the prison. We've already been to the prison. We don't need to go there again. Why would you sniff the snow? Whiskey? Why would you sniff the snow? There's also a barbarical in chat. Exclamation mark pokey catch if you want to catch that pokey. Right. Let's go to the chateau first, I guess, and then we're gonna find out what cameras are. Falcon and Sparrowson enter the courtyard outside Chateau Crinier. People with dirty clothes and gaunt faces linger around the building's shadows.
Excusez-moi.
I only have so many female voices in me.
Excusez-moi, Monseigneur. I don't mean to be a pain, but my little girl and I are sick and starving, see? I don't suppose you'd happen to have some spare change?
You have 20 francs in your wallet. What will you do? I'll give you one. I'll give her one. Here you go. Stay safe, madame.
Many thanks, Monseigneur.
That was pretty generous of you, Falcon. Times are tough. Making sure a mother and a child have something to eat is the least I can do. But what am I doing, standing here moralizing? Come on, Sparrowson, we've got business to attend to. Falcon and Sparrowson step into the pristine wood-paneled foyer of Chateau Crinier. Whoa, look at this place. Baron Rurgiel must be loaded. Baron Rurgiel? Rurgiel? I think I'm just gonna call him Rurgiel. I think that's I think that's the closest I'll get. More than loaded. When it comes to lucrative investments, the Baron is a legend. Factories, chocolate shops, hotels, railroads. The Baron owns a little bit of everything this side of the Seine. Is he here right now? Yes, he's the smug-looking chap with the impressive mane. But we must approach a man of his stature with tact and finesse. That didn't scare me, it scared you. Hey Baron, we'd like a word. How's that? Sparrowson, you have the finesse of an inebriate warthog. You can thank me later. I think I got his attention. Did I hear my name? Great Baron Rurgiel, property owner extraordinaire, at your service. Ah, and who might you fellows be? More investigators? No, we're attorneys. Are we attorneys? I'm not sure. What are we even? Are we attorney? Are we policemen? I'm not 100% sure, honestly, but I think we're attorneys. I mean, it's in the name. We're aviary attorneys. So I guess we can say we're attorneys. Not quite. I'm a private attorney, J.J. Falcon, and this is my associate, Sparrowson.
Lawyers, eh? You know you aren't the first to have passed through here today.
Oh?
Yes. This jumpy, twitchy fellow came by this morning. Asked a bunch of questions, then hopped away before he heard the answers. Most curious.
Oh. Do you know who he was, Sparrowson? Perhaps. I have a hunch. We'll be seeing him at the trial. A friend of yours? Something like that.
So what may I do for you, messieurs?
We're doing some research on Monsieur Greenby, the frog who was killed here on Friday evening.
Of course, such a tragedy. He was a good friend and a loyal business partner. I suppose you, monsieur, will be waiting to see the crime scene for yourself?
Actually, yes, that would be fantastic.
Well, be my guest. You will find the garden where the murder occurred through the back doors. You may also be interested in the lounge.
Hold on, let me take this from the top.
You may also be interested in the lounge on the second floor, third door to the right. That would be where they gathered for a group photograph prior to the unfortunate incident.
Oh, can we see the finished photograph?
I'm afraid not. It is to my understanding that the photograph must be developed before it can be viewed. It's a slow process. My own copy of the photograph is to be delivered in 3 days' time.
That's no good to us. The trial may be over by then. Nonetheless, we appreciate your hospitality. Thank you, Baron.
It's no trouble at all. I'll be here to see you out when you are done with your investigations.
So, where shall we go first? Where do we go first? Both? Yes, we are technically both. That is true. I mean, I don't think we're police. We're not a police. We might be investigators and lawyers, but I don't think we're police. Right, let's go see the main hall. Why not? Would be the right first step, I think.
Did you messieurs have a good look around? I trust everything was in order.
Oh, we're in the main hall. Okay. Actually, we haven't visited the garden yet. We definitely need to do that. Okay. So launch first, I would say. I would think. Is that the giraffe? Is that the giraffe lady? Is the lion married to the giraffe and they had a cat together? Is that what's going on here? What the hell is going on here? Second floor. Third door on the right. This must be the room where the photograph was taken. Psst. Hey, Falcon. Did you see that? See what? That housemate totally just did something shifty. Shifty? I think she just pocketed something from that drawer. You should totally call her out on it. Excuse me, mademoiselle?
Yes? Are you two policemen?
No, we're private attorneys. My name's J.J. Falcon. And I am Sparrowson.
Oh, how rude of me. My name is Colin Duart. So, what can I help you messieurs with today?
We're investigating the murder that took place last week. Do you mind if we ask you a couple of questions?
That's fine. Let me just grab a chair. That's better. What was it you wanted to ask?
Okay, she was just a maid. She's not the mother. That's good. Siva, welcome in. How's it going? Welcome. How art thou thingeth? We were just, well, I was just talking about you because this place takes game in France, and I French names. It has French names. So yeah, very happy to have you here. Hope you're doing well, friend. Alright, so what do we do here? What was it I wanted to ask? Where was the photograph taken? Was there something we should know? Where was the photograph taken, I want to know. We're looking for the room where the photograph was taken prior to the incident. Would you happen to know whether this is the right room?
Ah, yes, you're in the right place. I saw the photograph session for myself. Let's see. The cameraman was standing, just about where you're standing, actually, Monsieur Falcon.
And where was the camera pointed?
Right at the clock above the mantelpiece. The Baron insisted on using that very location.
Now that I'm looking at it, something isn't right about that clock. I know. The painting on it totally clashes with the decor. I was thinking along more obvious lines. The clock has no hands.
Oh, the clock has never had hands in all the years I've been working here. I think Baron Rurgeil just keeps it around as a conversation piece.
Well, we're conversing about it, so I guess it's working. It's a peculiar detail, though. I'll make note of it. Missing clock hands have been added.
Is there something else you wanted to ask?
I feel like her voice keeps changing. I feel like... I feel like she had 3 different voices in the short time she's been on screen. You've been summoned by the French? Probably. Maybe that is how it works. I don't know. But yeah, either way, it's always nice to have you here, even if there's not French happening. It sounds wrong. You know, we don't have to French where anyway. Okay. Is it something else we should know? You were a little nervous when we came in. You thought we were police officers? Is there something we ought to know? Anything you need to confess?
No. I suppose I'm just a little nervous after all the drama of last week.
I will pressure her. Are you sure there isn't anything that you're hiding? It's okay to tell us. We're defense attorneys. That means we help people get away with criminal acts. Right. And, wait. What? No. That's not an accurate job description, Sparrowson. It isn't? What do we do then? I'll tell you later.
Honestly, monsieur, I have nothing to hide. Was there something else you wanted to ask?
I'm good, that's all. No further questions. Thank you, mademoiselle. You've been a huge help.
It's no problem, messieurs. Actually, there is something. I know you two saw me, stealing as you came in. I appreciate that you didn't give it.
Reading is hard, you guys. Reading is hard. Stop Frenching in public? Never! That game looks cool. It is. Yes, it does look cool. It also is pretty cool because I can be a bird. And I do like that. Let me try this again.
I know you saw me, stealing as you came in. I appreciate that you didn't give me that 3rd degree about it. You see, I'm trying to save up to follow my dreams and, well, never mind. I'm rambling.
It's no problem, mademoiselle. To be honest, we have much larger crime to worry about. Although, I should probably ask, I don't suppose you've been stealing anything else. Silverware, perhaps?
You know about that? Yeah, I supposed it was me. It started with a couple of teaspoons. I didn't think the Baron would miss those. But,
oh no, I accidentally clicked, so we'll never know. That's one mystery solved, at least. Right, I think we got the missing silverware. Thank you.
I would appreciate it if you didn't tell the Baron. He's been really kind, and I would hate to break his trust.
I see. So, where to next, Big Bird? I guess we're going to the garden then. The voices are so good, thank you. Thank you. I'm trying my best. Dame Cataline said that she found Monsieur Greenway in the stairs by the fountain, so this must be the very spot where the murder took place. Hey, Falcon. Do the crime scene investigation thing. The crime scene investigation thing? Yeah, you know, that thing where you get all eagle-eyed and analyze every object in excruciating detail. You mean search for evidence? Yeah, do that. That's not a bad suggestion. It wouldn't be the first time that Parisian police have missed something right under their noses. In investigation mode, you are free to examine the scenery of the room. Click on any item of interest and Falcon will examine it in a closer detail. When you have had enough, or when you can find nothing else to examine, click the X in the top right corner. Select an area to examine. Okay. So it doesn't really tell me what I can examine, I really have to hover over it to find out. That is interesting. Let's start with you, I guess. A finely crafted horse statue. The mane almost looks lifelike. Would you say it behooves you to stroke it? No. No, I would not. Right, what do we have here? Baron Rurgile certainly likes his horse statues. I don't mind the horse statues, but the little cherub people creep me out. Babies should be waddling, not attempting saddleless horseback riding. Okay, what do we have here? Another beautiful made horse statue. You know, my uncle once had a horse that refused to eat hay. Oh? That's unfortunate. Yeah. Eventually we realized that it was just filling up on hors d'oeuvres. Terrible. Hors d'oeuvre. There's also a wild Rhyhorn in chat. Exclamation mark pokey catch if you want to catch that pokey. A horse statue. This one has a goofy face. That reminds me of a joke. A horse walks into a bar, and the barkeeper says, "Why the long face?" Yes, we've all heard that one. What? No, the barkeeper says, "You've got to stop coming here. You're drinking us under the stable." I think it's time to rein in the horse jokes. Oh god. This fountain is finely crafted. It's solid carved marble. That can't have been cheap. I see nothing but water in the bottom of the lower basin. It has It's a shame we can't see inside the upper basin from here. That would be a perfect place to quickly stash a murder weapon. That's actually not a terrible line of reasoning. We ought to wait and to take a closer look, just to be sure. Yeah, I suppose we should. Oh, I apologize. I wasn't being direct enough. What I mean to say was, Sparrowson, go wade into the fountain and take a closer look inside the upper basin. Me? No way. If you want to go waddling, do it yourself. I am a respectable lawyer. You can't expect me to roll up my trousers and pedal around the fountain like a duck in a lake. Yeah, well, you don't pay me enough to justify getting my sweet threads wet. Look, there's only one reasonable way to settle this. We'll flip for it. Flip for it? Yep, I'll flip this one franc coin. 1 franc coin? Is that what it says? Is that how you say that? Sounds weird. Yep, I'll flip this 1 franc coin. You call the outcome. Get it wrong and you go for a swim. So what will it be? Heads or tails? Napoleon face or plant squiggly? Mon frère Napoleon. Mais oui. Put it all on heads. Don't let me down, old emperor. Here I go. It's tails. Roll up your pantaloons, Falcon. You're going for a swim. Ah, fine. Hold my shoes. Falcon really should learn how to spot a rigged flip coin. I almost feel bad for cheating. Almost. Ah, you're back. Had a good swim? No, I'm a bird, not a fish. But I did find a mystery item in the upper basin. It's no murder weapon, though. Ooh, what is this? It's brown and sticky, and it smells weird. Don't tell me that you picked up a very wet cigar butt, possibly belonging to Baron Wurgeil. Correct. But that shouldn't be too surprising. It is his house, after all. I'll stash it in the evidence folder just in case. Is there anything else we need to do here? Select an area to examine. I don't think so. Is there anything else? What? What is this? Where Milo? Where Woody? I don't know. Why would I know? But thank you for showing interest in my friends, I guess. What do we have here? Right button on the staircase. This must be where Monsieur Greenwee died. Do you see any bloody footprints? Oh, or maybe a name scrawled in blood, written with the frog's last breath? Wishful thinking. All I'm seeing here is a big sticky puddle. There's nothing to indicate that the body was moved, or that the frog left a last-minute clue. All I can make out from the bloody mess is that Monsieur Greenwee was attacked and killed on the staircase. Okay, other staircase? Nothing here. Maybe something here? Is there something to examine still? I think if there was nothing more to examine, it would just close the screen, no? But also maybe it's not the case. It doesn't seem like there's anything more to examine here. Let's see, none of those. We got this statue, none of these flowers. We already got that statue. There's nothing on that pillar. There's nothing left or right of the fountain. Whatever this is can't be examined. Not that door, not these gates, not those lanterns, not whatever this building back there is. So I guess we got everything. I guess we examined everything. I think we're done here. Good call. But are you sure you don't want to take another dip? We still have time. Don't push your luck. Right, so I guess it's back to the main hall then. And we're leaving the estate.
Did you, messieurs, have a good look around? I trust everything was in order.
We had a good look. Thank you, Baron. But we actually have some questions for you.
Please ask away. I have nothing to hide.
What happened on the night of the murder? Baron Wurgeil, I would like to ask you about your activities on the night of the murder.
Oh, am I in trouble?
Not at all. Just having some questions. Nothing like that. We're just gathering the full picture.
I see. Well, let me think. The guests arrived at 5 o'clock, and we all sat down for dinner in this very hall at 6. That part went magnificently. The photographer arrived at 7 o'clock, but it wasn't until 7:30 that we had our picture taken. My housemate discovered the crime scene soon after that.
I see.
Is there something else I can help you with, monsieur?
What about the housemate? We met your housemate, Colleen Duart.
She's a courteous young lady, isn't she?
Yes, she is quite helpful. Yes, she's more than willing to help us with our investigation.
I'm glad to hear it. Did you two want to ask something else?
No, I think I'm good, thank you. I think that will be it, Baron. Thank you very much for your time.
That was my pleasure. Have a delightful day, messieurs.
Did you get all the information you need, Falcon?
I hope so.
Don't worry. If everything goes wrong in the trial, we could always just wing it. Terrible. Just terrible. Let's head back to the office and get some rest. It was pretty terrible indeed, yes. Where's my editor? I am my editor. Alrighty then. Let's check the Studio de Robinho. I think. Robinho, one of those. French. So, this is the studio of the famous photographer. Shall we knock? Wait, there's a note on the door. The magnificent and marvelous artist, Monsieur Robinho de Robinho, is currently out on an artistic expedition. He shall return when his muse sees fit. When his muse sees fit? What does that even mean? I think it means that he is a pretentious bird brain. But in any case, the artist seems to be out. What shall we do now? We should knock anyway. Alright, I don't see the harm. Somebody there? Hello? Anyone? Hello? Nope, it doesn't look like he's in, Falcon. We should break in. We should break in. Oh, what? Are you serious? Maybe. Monsieur J.J. Falcon, I would have thought a man of justice like yourself would be against such reckless display of unlawful barbarism. You're right. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over. It's a brilliant suggestion. Stand back. I'm barging the door down. Wait. Just like that? Shouldn't we discuss it first? Well, we're in now. What in bird Jesus' name was that? You said you wanted to break in. I thought we could find an open window. I didn't think it would turn into a bird-sized cannonball. Well, now we're here. We ought to make the most of it. This place is quite something. It's very, swanky? I was going to say ostentatious. That's just swanky talk for swanky. We don't have time for this. The sound of a door being smashed in could be drawing unwanted attention. We should find anything that may help our case. And get out. Welcome in, Silent. Is the sound still good? Because it got really loud on my end. For whatever reason. Anyway, what do we have here? I see paints, inks, and dyes. I'm not quite sure what the clear liquid is in this bottle is. I could taste it. You could. But we don't have time for a hospital visit right now, so let's not. What do we have here? I see a gorgeous tigress in profile. Interesting. I see a finely dressed dandy fellow upon a horse. What are those? This appears to be a photograph of a ladder, symbolic of climbing towards success, perhaps. It's more like a step ladder to me. Oh no, we're not getting into that old argument. What is this then? A beautiful picture of the Paris skyline. Given the angle, it must have been taken from Notre Dame Cathedral itself. What we have here? A butterfly, or maybe a moth. It's difficult to tell in black and white. This is a photograph of a castle somewhere in the countryside. You know, I once had an uncle who once fell off a castle rampart while on guard duty. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Did he die? No, he got demoted. Terrible. Terrible, man. What do we have here? A lighthouse. No, wait. It's a man in a top hat. Actually, if I squint and turn my head sideways... It's a black smudge. Falcon. Okay. What is this? This is a tiny photograph of what appears to be a jail cell. It reminds me. How illegal is this? you know, breaking and entering, rifling through a person's belongings. It's cool. We're lawyers. It's okay. A recently passed amendment allows for proportionate amount of property damage in the pursuit of criminal evidence. I don't think that's correct, but your use of legal jargon makes me have faith in your credentials. It sounds like you're starting to learn the finer points of the French justice system, Sparrowson. What do we have here? This is a picture of a fence. It's a fancy photography. It leaves the viewers defenseless. Out of all the pictures here, I would pick this as my favorite. Okay, I'm done. No more fence puns. What else do we have? There's one more picture here. A picture of a sailing ship on a windy day. What is this? Hey, Falcon. Look. What? It's just an easel. No, no. Look at what's on the easel. Oh. It's cool. Oh, wow. This must be a copy of the photograph from the evening of the murder. There's no question about it. I see a housemate, Dame Cataline. And I think that's Signor Pourtois, Cataline's father. So what shall we do? Do we just take it? We should leave it. No, no. That would be a big mistake. Every half-competent lawyer knows that stolen property can't be used as evidence. Still, we've learned the valuable information by seeing this photograph in person. I suppose so. Is there anything else we need to do here? Yeah, I mean, it's the chandelier. A chandelier? You should get one of those for the office. I don't have the money for that sort of luxury. Anything else to examine? Is that a harp? Are those chairs? That is a chair. What is this statue? That is nothing. There's nothing here. This isn't the thing. And those things are also not things. Okay. Well, I guess we're done here then. I think we're done snooping. Let's get out of here before we draw further attention to ourselves. Sounds good to me. Oh mon Dieu. What happened to my door? I'm gonna lie to him. Some kids did it. Little weasel types. We saw them. Yeah, weasels. They were all like, let's break into this art guy's house. And we were like, no, weasels, you cannot do that because that would be illegal. And then they were like, we chased them off. That's the important thing. Well, thank you, I suppose. Let's make a move. Trial day is approaching fast. Right, let's go. It was Wednesday, my dudes. Alright, where do we go? Palais de Justice? Is that how I say that? Justice? Palais de Palais? 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 De Justice? I don't... let's go to Palais de Justice. I think this might be how you say that. Falcon and Sparrow stand inside the marble portrait of the Palais de Justice, awaiting the opening of the Tribunal de Grande Instance. We're waiting. Are you nervous, Falcon? I'm not gonna. That bad, huh? Oh, it's the cat.
Monsieur Falcon, Petite Sparrowson. Is there anything you need me to do?
No. We've got a handle on things. Falcon was just telling me how confident he was feeling about the case.
That's wonderful. I just know you two will pull together.
Let's move it along, fellas.
I'll be watching from inside. Do your best for me, Monsieur Falcon.
We will. That was Sparrowson, goddammit. We will. Are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. Alright, settle down everyone, settle down. Is everybody here? J.J. Falcon, present. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Rupert Remington, present. The ready is prosecution, Your Honor. Darn it, that's not it. Oh gosh, where are my notes?
Ha! I knew it. Knew what? Rupert and I went to Paris Law School together. He was in all of my classes. Oh, was he smart? No. He always scored the second worst marks in class. I can only assume that he bumbled through the final exam on the luck of his 2 rabbit feet. Unless he's improved considerable. You might already have this trial in your bag. That's good to know. But say, Sparrowson, if Rupert scored the second lowest mark on the class, then who scored the lowest? I choose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate.
Here it is. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Are the jury all present? Oh god, that's a big jury, oh god.
All present and accounted for, Your Honor.
Hey, Falcon. I thought there were only 6 members of the jury for cases like this. Why do I count 8? Of those 2 birds with the funny heads are assessors, the associate judges. Everything seems to be in order, so let us begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Cataline Demois. Prosecution, please call your first witness to the stand.
Oh gosh, are we there already? Okay, I choose to call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Volerty, to the witness stand.
Inspector Volerty, please approach the stand and recite the oath. What is that guy? As you will, Your Honor. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Monsieur, no, Inspector, please state your name and occupation for the record.
My name is Inspector Just Volerty. I'm a servant to the law, a scourge of the gutter rats that plague this city. I have enforced the law for over 20 years, and I shall continue until I bring the infamous Viridian killer to justice. My path begins 18 years ago. Let's stick to the questions, Inspector. Of course, Your Honor. Oh, great. I was hoping we could have one of those mumbling, cuddly officers, but instead we're stuck with lawfully goody two-shoes. I bet this guy would turn in his own mother if he saw her littering.
Inspector, is it true that you're the lead investigator on this case?
That is correct. I was also among the first to arrive at the scene of the crime.
Perhaps you can walk us through what you witnessed upon your arrival?
Absolutely. Just after 7:30, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Rurgile. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Cataline Demois. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Greenway, with the blood on her paws.
Well, that sounds like an open and shut case, in my humble opinion. No more questions, Your Honor.
Bloodied paws? Nobody told me that detail. Keep it together, Falcon. You're about to be given the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimony. Of course, I know this. You may begin your cross-examination, Monsieur Falcon. How does that work? Cross-examine the witness to find flaws in his testimony. How? Select the key phrase that you find suspicious, and Falcon will press the witness for information. Ask the right questions to bring the truth to light. Avoid pressing for pointless details. The judge and jury don't like having their time wasted. Select the statement to question. Let's see. By the housemaid to Baron Rorgeil, the scene of the crime. Sliced open corpse, blood on her paws. Scene of the crime. Inspector, you say you found Dame Cataline at the scene of the crime. Correct. The suspect was standing right beside the victim's body. When you say standing beside... when you say standing beside, standing right beside... would you say the two were less than 1 meter away? I would say around 3 feet. Feet? I'm not familiar with British measurements. How many feet are a meter? Well, there are 12 inches in a foot and 2.5 centimeters to an inch. So, oh, wait, I need a pen and paper. 12 inches a foot? That's just plain silly. Monsieur Falcon, is this going anywhere? Is this going anywhere? Do you think we can at least prove that the imperial system of measurements is fucking stupid and metric is superior? It shouldn't be too hard to prove. Yes, this is going somewhere. Yes, Your Honor. The metric system is going towards an unified system of measurement for the entire world. Assuming those stubborn-ass Americans don't drop the ball, that is. I meant for the trial. Does this line of questioning have any purpose on the context of the trial? Not in any form whatsoever, Your Honor. Then stop wasting our time.
They're stalling. What a buffoon.
Okay. Do you have any other questions about the scene of the crime? Yes. I have other questions about the scene of the crime. Did you find anything out of the ordinary? Did you find anything out of the ordinary in the garden? Out of the ordinary. Missing garden tools, broken fences, that sort of thing. Definitely not. We combed the garden and it came up empty. Nothing but marble, horse statues, and properly trimmed grass. Somebody touch my spaghetti! That is probably the worst part about this entire crime being committed here. Hey, Tay, how's it going? Very happy to see you here. Welcome in, welcome in. How's it going? I hope you're having very merry holidays so far. Because it is Cursed Fest almost. I mean, Christmas. So, that is a thing. Should we address the fact that it's Christmas, like, tomorrow, actually? I don't think we did that yet. Also not as it matters, or anything, but still. But yeah, welcome in, Tay. Very happy to have you here. Hope you're doing fine and dandy. That seems pretty definitive. Do you have any other questions about the scene of the crime? No, I think we're good. Select the statements to question. What about the blood on her paws? Inspector, you say Dame Catalina blood on her paws. Correct. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict. How much blood was there? How much blood was there on the lady's paws, Inspector? Enough for it to be clear that she had dirtied her hands on the victim's body. We noticed blood under the suspect's nails around her fingertips and even a little under her mouth.
Her mouth? How vile.
The inspector's answer seems pretty definitive. There's no more questions about this, I don't think. Falcon, I know it's good to back out when you think a line of questioning might not go anywhere. But sometimes you have to take a risk. What are you saying? Something about the inspector's blood description doesn't sit right with me. Put pressure on the inspector, maybe something will come up. Okay. What about the sliced open corpse? I would like to ask about the corpse of Monsieur Greenway.
Go on.
What was the cause of death? What was Monsieur Greenway's cause of death?
That was immediately obvious when I arrived at the scene. Monsieur Greenway had a gaping slash from shoulder to thigh. Blood was everywhere. I spoke with the coroner, and he was in agreement. The frog died from blood loss directly caused by the open wound.
I see. I suppose there's no chance of arguing that this was an unrelated injury, huh? Yeah, I have another question. Tell me about the slash. Inspector, could you describe the cut on Monsieur Greenway's corpse?
Certainly. It was a single vertical slash. It was a fine and deep cut, the sort that you would expect to see from a sharpened saber or a surgeon's knife.
Or cat claws.
Certainly.
Wait. You say a saber or knife could have inflicted the wound. Isn't this a line of investigation that's worth pursuing?
Don't be daft, Falcon. Did you see or hear anything about knife or sword at the crime scene?
Did we? I'm not sure, did we? Thank you, Tay. Yeah, there's Mayor Day still coming up. We're celebrating Mayor Day, like after Christmas. So, you know, that's gonna be a thing. I'm not 100% sure when, but there will be, yes, there will be a Mayor Day stream. Yes, that is the long ass stream that I told you about earlier. The stream that goes at least 6 to 8 hours and potentially longer, depending if people want to pay me for it. So, yeah, we're gonna. That's what Mayor Day is. But yeah, did we hear anything about the knife or anything at the scene of crime? We found that cigar butt, but that wasn't really a knife. I don't recall anybody saying anything about a knife. Can I look into my things? Did she say anything about a knife? We don't really have more intel here. Let's see. Elegant, gorgeous daughter of Signor Puetois Dimois. She has been accused of murdering Monsignor Greenway. Ruthless businessman. What's in my wallet? Nothing much. What do we have here? We have the cigar butt, the cutlery. There's not really anything knifey. Not really. Did I see or hear anything about a knife or a sword at the crime scene? I don't recall. I don't think we did that. Well, no, I didn't. But it's a possibility, is it not?
Without evidence, it is pretty unlikely possibility. Let's stick to the facts.
Do you have another question about the corpse of Monsieur Greenway? I don't think we do. Will we play Fall Beans? Potentially, yes. There is potential. That is the word that I was looking for. There's potential for Fall Beans, of course. Right. What else did we not have? The housemaid. What about the housemaid? Inspector, you say we're alerted to the scene by Baron Rurgile's housemaid.
That is correct.
What was her name?
The housemaid's name was Colin Duart. We found her running from Chateau Grenier with tears in her. God damn it. The housemaid's name was Colleen Duart. We found her running from Chateau Grenier with tears in her eyes.
Colleen? That was the thieving giraffe lady, wasn't it?
We questioned her intensively, but we didn't find anything implicative. As far as the police are concerned, Colleen Duart is not a suspect.
But yes, could she have been the murderer? You've been playing it more recently? That's good. You actually charged your Switch. That's good. Yeah, I haven't played it in forever. But yeah, we sure can play Fall Guys for Mayor Day. I do want to play some more community games, like if we have enough people around, we might even play some of the Jackbox party games, or like the one Jackbox party game that I have, or maybe I have two. I should check my Epic Games launcher more often, but yeah, I would like to play community games also for Mayor Day. There's also going to be another try to do the Innsmouth case, because we're still missing some endings for the Innsmouth case. You gotta run. Alright, Siva, I hope you didn't cringe too much at my French pronunciations of things. Thank you for hanging. Very highly appreciated. Also, guys, if you're not already following Siva, you should totally do that. Absolutely fantastic content creator. I can't hang in her streams as much as I would like to, but she's really cool, so please hang there for me. Please and thank you. Alright, could she have been the murderer? Could the housemaid have been the murderer?
I object, Falcon. You can't go around accusing people of murdering willy-nilly.
I must agree. I saw and heard nothing that made me suspect the housemaid. No motive, no means.
Falcon, do you have any reason to suspect that the housemaid was a murderer?
Do I? I do not, actually.
Well, no, I don't. I was just exploring the possibility.
Huh.
In any case, I saw and heard nothing that made me suspect the housemaid of murder.
Do we have any other questions about the housemaid? Not really, no. But I would like to ask about the blood on her paws again. Inspector, you say Dame Cataline had blood on her paws.
Correct. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict.
Whose blood was that?
Ah, what a question. It was Monsieur Grinouille's, of course.
How can you be sure?
I object. This line of questioning is absurd. There was only one murder victim that night, Falcon. The blood on Dame Cataline's paws could have only belonged to one person. Monsieur Grinouille. Judge! Judge! Falcon's trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions!
I'm afraid the prosecution may have a point, Monsieur Falcon. Do you have any reason to suspect that the blood belonged to someone other than Monsieur Grinouille? I do, actually. There was very raw steak. They had very raw steak that day. I do, Your Honor. Actually, I have more than suspicions. I have evidence that the blood on Dame Cataline's paws had nothing to do with the murder.
This is foolish time wasting, Falcon. If the blood on Dame Cataline's paws didn't come from the victim, then where did the blood come from?
The bloody raw steak. That's where the blood comes from. On the evening of the murder, Dame Cataline ate a bloody rare steak. Is this true, Monsieur Remington?
Well, in the manner of speaking, I suppose the steak may have been on the menu. That is.
Then, Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak?
Well.
Wait, don't answer that, Inspector.
It is a possibility.
No!
Intriguing.
Petty conviction.
You gained a little favor of the jury. That's nice. So, Inspector Volati, is it possible that you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater? It might be. We'll be there. Hey, holidays are super busy. Tell me about it. Yeah. Enjoy Lurte. Thank you for hanging around. Very highly appreciated. Thank you, thank you.
Now hold on just 1 minute, Falcon. You're overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Cataline is an elegant Borges kitten. She was no doubt brought up with flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. At the banquet, she would have eaten the steak with a fork in her left hand and a knife in her right, like any proper civilized animal. How could she have possibly gotten blood on her paws with such a good manners?
Oh, that is a good question. Or at least, it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. But as it happens, something was missing from that particular banquet. Something that forced Dame Cataline to eat with her paws. Cutlery. Dame Cataline was forced to eat steak with her paws because the silverware of the household had been previously stolen.
Stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report.
We weren't aware of anything missing from the Rurgal residence when we performed the initial investigation. As it happens, Baron Rurgal approached us about this very subject last night.
Ah!
Innocent, perhaps. What a twist. I gain a little favor of the jury. Nice. What is the meaning of all this? Bloody steak? Misplaced silverware? Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts in your initial report? Lax? My investigation? Judge, I assure you I am the most thorough investigative officer in the force. Then it is amazing that the Parisian police managed to solve any crimes at all.
Oh dear.
Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case. Fine. So be it. Messieurs, until next time. Prosecutor, I trust the next witness is ready.
Yes, of course, Your Honor. I call upon, let's see, Monsieur Robinho, the photographer who attended the banquet on the night of the murder.
Monsieur Robinho, please approach the stand and recite the oath.
How does it go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's a little cliché, to be perfectly honest. Could you witness please introduce himself for the court record?
As if nobody in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me. I am the great Monsieur Robinho, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture their very essence. Je suis l'artiste, tu es son pipe. Pipe? Oh no. Tu es son pipe. You may have seen my work in the hip magazine Le Branche or C'est Choté. I can send you tweets if you like. Tweets, he says, 'cause he's a bird. Funny. I didn't think this game would be so French. What on earth is a tweet? Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon, it's the 19th century. Get with the times already.
Yes, your works are very, impressive, Monsieur Robinho. But let's get down to business, to defeat the Huns. Could you tell us your, activities were on the night of the murders? Could you tell us what your activities were on the night of the murder?
Very well. I was hired by Baron Rurgal to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7 in the evening. I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. Then I built Baron Rurgal and left. Like a true artist.
And with regards to the photograph itself, who did you photograph?
I thought you might ask. I brought the copy so that you could all see it for yourself.
Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. My word, this is an exquisite picture, isn't it? So, let's see, who do we have here? In the middle we see Baron Rurgal, the lion who hosted the event. There on the left, we see Signor Pourtois de Mois, the father of the defendant, Dame Catherine. And finally, we see the housemaid, Colleen Duart, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. As you can see, two people are clearly absent from the photograph. The first is the victim, Monsieur Grenouille. The second is the defendant, Kathleen Demois. Quite suspicious, would you not agree?
Just a moment, Monsieur Remington. This proves nothing. So the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others. That doesn't mean that they were in the garden together at this point.
Hold your horses, Falcon. I'm not done yet.
The prosecution may continue.
Behind the photograph subject, we see a wall clock with the time set at 7:30. Now, why is that time significant? Well, as Inspector Volati told us earlier, that was the exact time the murder took place. Do you see, Falcon? Every suspect has an alibi at the time of the murder, save for Dame Kathleen herself.
Falcon, something is fishy. In the jail cell, Dame Kathleen told us that she was present when the photograph took place. I read that kind of stupid. I should do that again. In the jail cell, Dame Kathleen told us that she was present when the photograph took place, but I don't see her in Robinho's photograph.
That's true, but I can't use Dame Kathleen's testimony as evidence. It has too little weight. If I want to prove that Monsieur Robinho's photograph is not a valid piece of evidence, I will have to dish out evidence of my own.
Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Very well. The defense may proceed.
It's a waste of time if you ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence.
Okay. 7 p.m. Photograph builds. Camera also. I think the photograph is the thing we want to focus on, because we know that that's not the same photograph that we saw in his atelier. Let's take a closer look at this photograph. Something's wrong about that. Why is it in black and white? I was under the impression that photographs were flawless reproductions of reality, and yet I see something that is totally at odds with reality. It's a glaring error. It's something that is so blatant, I'm amazed it has been overlooked.
A glaring error? Impossible.
Well, you see, whereas reality is in color, this photograph is merely in black and white.
Monsieur Falcon? You are quite the foolish Luddite, aren't you? There is no mistake. All photographs are in black and white.
All of them?
Yes. It's a limitation of photographic technology.
Oh, now I feel silly. Anyway, there's something wrong about this photograph still. I see a mistake in the photograph. Just to clarify, Monsieur Robinho, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not?
That is correct. The photographic process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies.
That is most curious, because I see a mistake.
A mistake? Impossible. I just told you, monsieur. The camera is a perfect, unbiased device. The photograph it produces are flawless. Falcon, I'm not seeing any mistake. Perhaps you could be more specific.
Certainly. It's the clock. The clock in this photograph. There is something not right about it.
Oh, well, isn't that convenient? The defense sees something wrong with the key piece of evidence that implicates his client.
Don't give me that cocky tone, Monsieur Remington. I have evidence that there's something wrong with the clock in this picture. It doesn't have arms usually. The photograph clearly shows the clock's hand pointing at 7 and 6.
That much is self-evident.
Which is most curious because the clock in the launch of Chateau Crinière has no hands.
It has no hands?
The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask Baron Rurgeil or his housemate if you have doubts. Monsieur Robinho, how do you explain this discrepancy?
I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless.
There is no mistake, monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world.
Maybe there was an error in the printing process.
An error in the print... An error precisely where the clock's hand should be? Please, monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Robinho, edited this photograph.
Edited?
I'm not an expert, but I suspect that you used paint or ink to carefully put hands upon the clock. It would have been a simple task, considering that the clock face was bare. One could even suspect that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph just to simplify the editing process.
Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would the witness do such a thing?
Isn't it obvious? By showing the photograph, you have taken place. Oh god. Hold on. Making these voices makes me a bit lightheaded. I'm sorry. By showing the photograph, you have taken place at precisely 7:30. It clears all the photograph. I can read. I swear. Sometimes I can really read. By showing the photographs who have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photographer's subjects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Robinho created a perfect alibi. Of course, that raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting, and why? Was Monsieur Robinho coerced, bribed, threatened? Enough silence. Let's hear some answers, Monsieur Robinho.
Fine. You've got me. I'm guilty. I did it all.
You did it? You're confessing to the murder of Monsieur Grenouille? What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photograph, and yes, that included adding hands to the clock. You were ordered? By whom?
I dare not to say.
Monsieur Robinho, I strongly advise you to answer the defense's questions. You have pledged to speak without fear, after all.
With respect, Judge, I fear his claws. More than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names.
His claws? Did you hear that, Falcon? That is most unfortunate. Monsieur Robinho, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you. We don't live under the ancient regime, after all. But since you have admitted falsifying evidence, then we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness. Take your leave. You shall be charged with perjury in due course.
I can't protest. That's the least I deserve for my failure as an artist. Good day, messieurs.
I gained the favor of the jury. Hey, Tiki, welcome in. How's it going? Welcome. How art thou thingeth? Very happy to see you here, friend. We're against the rabbit today. I'm sorry you have to see this, but the rabbit is the bad guy in this. But yeah, still happy to have you here. Can you maybe help us out here since you're good with rabbits? Do you know how to make him stop? How to make him stop? Yeah, I'm sorry. He's Like we're lawyers and he's representing the opposition. Is that how you say that? I'm not sure if that's how you say that. But we're lawyering against the rabbit today. But I gave him a funny voice. You want to hear?
So the clock hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter. The photograph still depicts Dame Catalina's absence close to the time of the murder. That's significant.
Don't be dense, Monsieur Remington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then it cannot be considered reliable evidence.
Why not? It's still a portrayal of the night's events.
Because if we expect that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility that other parts were too. It is possible that Dame Cataline was painted out. Even worse, it is possible that another person was painted in. We know that the witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for.
So what are you saying, Falcon? That the housemaid paid off the photographer? Or was it Seigneur Prétoire de Moi, perhaps?
I don't think so. The housemaid lacks a means of motive, and it would make sense for Seigneur Prétoire to implicate his own daughter.
Well, surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron Rurgile deliberately tried to frame Dame Cataline? Because that would be the most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar of your community. We would never do such a thing.
Monsieur Remington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor. However... mayhaps I should offer my opinion. What voice did I give him? I gave him a funny voice, I think.
Baron, it's not time for your witness testimony yet.
So you would think, prosecutor, and yet I see my good reputation getting tarnished by your incompetence.
Incompetence?
Indeed. Let us proceed with witness questioning. Is that fine with you, Judge?
I suppose that's fine.
Very good. And I trust that the defense has no objections.
No objections here.
Fantastic. Oh, but before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. Now, prosecutor, ask me about what I witnessed over the course of the evening.
No. Okay, Baron Rurgile. On the night of
The initial dinner went magnificent. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Grenouille left to visit the garden. Dame Cataline followed behind him moments later. Seigneur Prétoire, Monsieur Robinho, and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemaid left to go find Monsieur Grenouille and Dame Cataline. That would be when I heard her cry for help.
Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from here.
I would like to cross-examine the witness.
Do you doubt my integrity, garçon?
I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron.
Very well. Hit me with the best shot. Let us establish with absolute certainty that I, Baron Rurgile, am an honest man.
The defense may proceed with the cross-examination. Okay, what do we have here? Monsieur Grenouille. Baron Rurgile, I have some questions about Monsieur Grenouille.
God rest his soul.
What was your relation to Monsieur Grenouille? What was your relation to Monsieur Grenouille prior to his demise?
We were business partners. Monsieur Grenouille, Seigneur Prétoire de Moi, and myself all owned the third share in an up-and-coming railway company.
Excuse the crassness of the question, but it means that you and Seigneur Prétoire would now own half of the company each, correct?
Correct. I suppose that's a slight glimmer of benefit that arose from this foul situation. But monsieur, you must understand that Monsieur Grenouille and I were friends, and much as we were business associates, I mourn the man's passing.
Of course. Yes. Why was he in the garden in the first place?
I believe he wanted some fresh air. That steak did not sit well with him, I fear.
Ah, I see. But that is quite coincidental timing, isn't it?
How so?
Well, Monsieur Grenouille felt sick and left the room just after the photographer arrived and just before the murder occurred. One might draw a link between the food and the sickness.
Hold on, Falcon. Surely you aren't suggesting that Monsieur Grenouille's food was poisoned in some way?
Am I or am I not? I'm not sure. Am I? What was that fish about? The red herring? Ah. Was the red herring a thing? Ah. I mean, I can show him the red herring. Let's see here. I am. The events are too closely tied to be a mere coincidence. I'm not an expert, but I think the steak would have been a perfect medium to carry a small amount of poison.
My word, what a revelation. But what evidence do you have of this poisoning? Bearing in mind, of course, that the coroner found no signs of poisoning, and no poison was found at the crime scene.
Oh, well, to be completely honest, there is no hard evidence of poisoning, but we can speculate. No, Monsieur Falcon, we cannot. God damn it. I lost a little favor with the jury. That's not good.
There is no need to bring outlandish theories like poisoning into the equation. Mr. Grenouille always had a soft stomach. It's really no surprise that he couldn't keep down a good rare steak.
Okay. What else do we have? What about the dinner? Baron Rurgeil, I would like to ask about the dinner you served that evening.
Very well, ask away.
Regarding the red herring. Now, about this red herring.
Yes, what about it?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I feel it's of vital importance to the case.
Falcon, I just want to clarify this. Are you saying that you wish to pursue the red herring?
Do I wish to pursue the red herring? I mean, it is tempting. It is very tempting to pursue the red herring. Also, did you know that you can fish in this chat here? You can. There's also a thing you can do if you want a red herring for yourself. Should we though? Should we actually pursue the red herring? It might actually be important. But I'ma say no, I'm not an idiot. No, on second thought, I suspected a red herring might be a diversion, and I'll leave it alone for now. It's a good call. The joke was starting to wear thin. Other questions about dinner. What about the stolen cutlery? Why wasn't that inquired about? Earlier today we established that silverware was stolen from your residence prior to the banquet.
Indeed, I am aware of whom the culprit is, but I have decided not to press charges.
It is curious, then, that you decided to serve steak. It isn't what one would describe as finger food, after all. I don't know about that, Falcon. With the right attitude, all food can be finger food.
There's nothing curious about that. Signor Boutois and Dame Cataline are vocal lovers of rare steak. I was merely suiting their needs.
Besides, what other choice did the Baron have, Falcon? Serve vegetable broth like the common peasant?
Do be quiet, prosecutor. You sound ridiculous.
Sorry, Baron.
Any other questions about dinner? Should we maybe pursue the red herring? Why didn't they serve the red herring? That is kinda sus. I find that kinda sus. Baron, we saw the murder scene. The garden for ourselves. What's with all the horses? If I may ask, what's with all the horses?
I beg your pardon?
There are all these horses and cherub statues in the garden. To be frank, we found the whole thing a little, weird. Could the defense please stop horsing around? This can't possibly have any relevance to the case. Does it, though? Does it? Nay, it doesn't. Nay, Your Honor, it doesn't. But hey, you can't bray a man for trying. Not bad. Not bad at all. But yes, I have another question. When was the last time you visited the garden? Baron Rorgeil, when was the last time you ventured into your own garden?
As it happens, I have quite serious allergies. I haven't been in my own garden for years.
Yes, you say?
Indeed.
That is not true. Baron, I do not wish to call you a liar, but that claim does not hold up to scrutiny.
Oh, and why is that?
Because we have hard evidence you have visited the garden recently.
Balderdash, my word is gold. Show the court this so-called hard evidence that I've been in my garden.
There you go. This was found in your garden. To be specific, it was found inside the fountain basin. Right beside where the murder occurred.
The cigar butt? That couldn't belong to anybody, and
Prosecutor, please shut your mouth. I can speak for myself.
no, okay. Sorry, Baron.
That is indeed the remnant of one of my cigars. But I must apologize, Monsieur Falcon, for I misunderstood your initial question. You see, prior to the banquet, I hadn't visited my own garden in years. But naturally, after hearing the housemaid's cry for help on the evening of the murder, I rushed outside. I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. That must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar in the fountain basin.
You see, Falcon, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation.
I would find it believable if the cigar were casually discarded. But as it happened, the cigar butt was found in the fountain's upper basin, a location that can only be accessed with great inconvenience. And a little peddling. The cigar butt was not dropped. It was deliberately hidden.
There are any number of possible explanations.
Ah, there? Because I can only think of one. That is that you, Baron Rorgeil, deliberately hid your cigar butt to disguise your own illicit activities.
Did I now? And what illicit activities would those be?
You want me to spell it out? Fine. Let's put everything on the table. You, Baron Rorgeil, murdered Monsieur Grenouille. That is what you were trying to keep hidden.
Directly accusing me of murder? How shamelessly brazen.
That is a ludicrous accusation, Falcon. The Baron is an upstanding citizen of the highest order. Your allegation is baseless. You have no evidence, no means, motive, or opportunity.
No evidence? Think harder, Monsieur Remington. Every piece of evidence points to Baron Rorgeil as the prime suspect. You want the means? The Baron certainly had the means. His lion's claws are as sharp as surgeon's blades. Cutting a frog's belly would be trivial to him. Even Monsieur Robinho confessed just moments ago that he feared his claws.
Ridiculous. I would never threaten a man with violence.
You want a motive? The Baron had at least 10,000 francs worth of motive. By removing a business partner, the Baron's share of his railway company increases from 1/3 to 1/2.
This is preposterous.
And finally, the Baron had an opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. He arranged a small banquet with a very selected number of guests. He was aware of the missing silverware, and yet he served steak, a food item that necessitates good cutlery. Why? To bloody the hands of his guests, of course. Then he hired an easily influenced photographer and staged a very specific picture in order to build a perfect alibi for himself. Photographing the guests in front of a handless clock to make for easy editing is quite an ingenious plan, it must be said.
Prosecutor, are you just going to let this slanderous yarn go uncontested? Say something. Object. You're pitifully useless.
After executing the murder, the Baron found himself still holding a single piece of incriminatory evidence. His finished cigar. He knew that leaving it at the crime scene would raise suspicion, but he didn't have time to properly dispose of it. So out of desperation, he threw it into his fountain, out of the sight of his guests and any snooping police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate implicate, implicit. One of those is probably true. This is Signor Petrois de Moir, since that would ensure total control over his railway company. Alas, Dame Cataline was the first to happen upon the crime scene, so the Baron improvised. This is outrageous! Judge, I demand that you disbar this renting lunatic. No, there is only one outrage here. That is, that a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth and status to frame an innocent girl for murder. You're a Borgias of the worst kind. How dare you, Garçon? The utter nerve for a lying scumbag of a lawyer to accuse a philanthropist like myself of something so heinous. I am nothing like the fat cat Borgias. I am a respectable, hard-working capitalist. No, you're a ruthless man who would slaughter a dear friend just to reap a few francs. You're incredulous whelp. I ought to gut you right here and now, like a damned frog.
Huh.
Could someone please restrain the Baron?
I'm on it, Your Honor. Let's go, old man. To the conciergerie with you.
Don't touch me, you filthy jackdaw. I can walk myself.
What a guy. This is quite the turn of events. Does the prosecution have anything to add?
Well, in a manner of speaking, to be honest, no.
Then I shall now confer with the members of the jury to come to a decision. I ask that the animals of the court please be patient in this time. Falcon, that was pretty incredible. Thank you. I just hope it was enough. What do you mean? You just proved Cataline's innocence. We'll get a not guilty verdict for sure. Sparrowson, I think you've misunderstood something important about the justice system. What's that? I haven't proved anything. As lawyers, we cannot deal in proofs. It's just not possible. All we can do is organize the evidence and convincingly explain what it suggests. I haven't proved Dame Cataline's innocence. All I have done is demonstrate that there is a significant possibility that she is not guilty. I am not sure I understand the difference. We have reached a decision. In light of the recent revelations, it is clear that an error of judgment was made with the initial arrest. On that note, we unanimously find the defendants, Dame Cataline de Moir, to be not guilty. Very good. Not guilty. We won our first case. Amazing.
Monsieur Falcon, Petite Sparrowson, you did it.
Yeah, I suppose we did, didn't we? We should head back to the office so we can celebrate properly. Let's get fucking drunk! You did it, Falcon. I can't take all the credit. This was a group achievement.
I'm so proud of you both.
I'll go get 1 bottle of wine and 3 of our least dirty glasses.
You were amazing, Monsieur Falcon.
Ah, it was nothing.
I very much liked the way you pinned the murder on the Baron. That was an act of sheer genuine genius.
Well, I didn't pin anything. Sparrowson and I just worked at unveiling the truth, given the facts of the case.
Mr. Falcon, there's no need to play coy. The case is over.
Play coy?
Don't tell me you're actually being sincere.
I am completely lost.
Oh, wow. I thought the goody-goody thing was an act, but you actually don't know. All right, I'll spell it out for you.
What's going on here? Okay. Yeah, I'm also completely lost, I'm not gonna lie. It was nothing personal, just business, you understand. Business?
To increase my papa's share in the train company, of course. My papa always said that the drunk old frog was the weakest link.
Oh, it was her all this time? Oh, shit. Your confession doesn't make any sense at all. I found Baron Rurgal's cigar butt hidden in the garden.
Oh, I put that there. I expected the police to find it, but I supposed it was putting too much faith in the brains of Paris' finest.
But Falcon proved that Monsieur Robinho's photograph was edited.
It was edited. I wasn't in the picture because I was busy paying a visit to Monsieur Grenouille in the garden. My papa knew I needed an alibi, so he ordered Monsieur Robinho to paint me over Baron Rurgal and to add hands to the clock.
What the hell, man?
But that lazy artist didn't manage to finish altering the photograph by trial day. It's a good thing that Monsieur Falcon was so imaginative, because then it would have gone very badly. What's with the silence? You should both be proud. There aren't many lawyers in the whole of France who could have won a case like this, even for a Borgia's kitty like me.
I think you should leave.
Fine. So much for the celebrations. Here's the payment for your services, straight from my papa's pocket. Well, adieu, Monsieur Falcon. Adieu, Petite Sparrowson.
What a bitch! What's going on, man? Falcon, what do we do now? Falcon? Well then. I guess we're really good lawyers. And that is the end of Act 1. I think this is also a good time to end this for today. I didn't think this would have more than one act, honestly. But, you know, here we are, finishing Act 1 and the game asking us to continue. So yeah, that was the second to last stream of this year. We're still celebrating Mayor Day. Let me go to this screen real quick. So there's background music. This game is oddly quiet. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this. I will definitely play more of this. Probably not for Mayor Day, but eventually there will be more of this at some point. So yeah, stay tuned for that. If you're watching this on YouTube, you should subscribe to this channel, because that's how you get notified, I think, when streams go live and stuff. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching, but the stream is over for you now. And have a good one. If you're on Twitch, we're still raiding somebody. But if you're on YouTube, this is over. This is over for you now. Go home, YouTube. Subscribe and like the stream.